Hey guys, how are you? I hope that you guys are doing well. So I have presented in front of you Colonel Shivaji Kanbarkar, who has served himself in Indian Army. So he would be sharing his life set, and he will be teaching you the majority of the things which you should know as a candidate, or you should know as a behind the part, because he has served himself in the Indian Army. So he know a lot of things which you might not be knowing. So he will be sharing his experiences along with the things which you should know at this time. So over to you.
Armed forces is a service which is called a most noble service. In the armed forces, we work day and night. It is 24-hour service. In armed forces, there are three wings: Army, Navy, and Air Force. I would be going into details of Army wing for you. In the Army, there are two wings: armed forces and services. Armed and services. In armed, there are infantry, artillery, armored, engineering, and signal. So these wings are fighting force. Infantry is called a queen of the battle because it holds the ground, it walks on the ground, it attacks on the ground. Everything, whatever has to be done on the ground, infantry does. To support that, artillery has got big guns, air guns, against aircraft, as well as on the ground to defeat the enemy. Whatever support required, they give to the infantry by firing various guns. Then armored corps. Armored corps has tanks, battle tanks. They come into the tank at the time of war. They come into the battle and give fire support to the advancing troops, as well as our troops which are in the defense, for them a defensive fire. As well as they take on enemy tanks and neutralize them. This is the job of the armored corps. Next is Corps of Engineers. It is very important to run this show. Corps of Engineers is involved everywhere on the battlefield. They have to carry out all civil works such as bridging, rafting, making bridges, wading, etc. Also making demolitions. It is very important. Handling of the demolitions is very important, as well as mining and neutralizing minings. It's a very risky job. And in the thick of the battle, these people keep on working for us, and as a team, we function and go to the success and defeat the enemy. Finally, is a signal, that is communication. Without communication, it is impossible to win any operation. Without operation, we cannot have any coordination between us. So, it is a lifeline for us to maintain our cooperation and coordination. So, they also play a very important role. They have got a line communication and radio communication. Line communication and radio communication means wireless. Then electronic communication. Then line communication means the telephones on the ground, they the line. And this has to be maintained during war and peace, in any sort of climate, day and night. This is also a very hard task when the line has to be maintained throughout. The line boys keep on going even at night in the snow-clad mountains, in the snow-clad region, even in the desert, with only 2 or 3 people together, keep checking the line and maintain the door under hazardous climatic conditions. A place like Shachin, where it is minus 30 to minus 60 degree temperature, there these boys have to do day and night to maintain the line communication, because it keeps on snowing and the line snaps. Whether it's a day or night, as soon as the communication goes off, these boys, with all the courage and with the full vigor and all, they keep climbing, going to the mountains, find the lines, take out the lines from the snow and maintain the line. So it is that difficult. So all arms have got a very difficult job and rigorous job. For this, then we have got services. Services are those machineries which help or which provide support to these arms. For example, and all the resources they come from these services. First is ASC, Army Service Corps. Army Services mainly has got two wings. One is a transport, animal transport, and one is a empty transport plus supplies. Supplies means your all rations, eatables, everything, and oil and lubrications is supplied to the entire army by the ASC. They got a animal transport. Animal transport means mules and horses. In the mountains, we have to carry loads. In guns also, these guns are mounted on these animals, and then they have been taken on the top. Then we have got a transport, empty transport, that is called a motor transport. Motor transport companies are there. They have a number of transports there they are used for transporting troops from one place to another place, one sector to another sector. So these are the jobs of the ASC. Then it has got a AOC, Army Ordnance Corps. Army Ordnance Corps supplies you right from the needle to the big gun, and all the equipments and clothing is also procured by the Army Ordnance Corps, and it has been supplied to all the arms. AMC, Army Medical Corps. Army Medical Corps is, as you know, is a medical means all the medical cover is given to the entire army. We have got our hospitals, field hospitals, base hospitals, and army hospitals, whether various places in various commands, right from the nursing to the operation level, all the facilities are provided by the army to the armed forces. Then is a EME. EME is an Electrical Mechanical Engineer Corps. Their main job is to keep the equipment on road, such as vehicles, transport, etc., and various instruments. They carry out all the repairs and everything. So this is the services, and that is the arms. Now I would like to talk to you basically on the army. I have already told you it is a most toughest job, and it is a very noble job, because one has to be mentally prepared to sacrifice himself for the sake of the country. In the army, as soon as a recruit is enrolled, he is given full training up to 9 months. In that, he has been given PT, drill, handing of weapons, all those things he has given, and he is tested there, and each test he has to pass. And it is a very rigorous training, and he becomes mentally fit, physically fit, and mentally robust to carry on further training. As soon as he takes his oath and puts on his uniform, he is the top of the world, because he is grilled for the last 9 months, and after that he waits for the passing out parade, and he passes out on that, and that is the time he has been given full uniform. He puts on the uniform with a great pride and integrity. He believes, and he is so much so motivated that he is ready, he takes oath to sacrifice himself to the country and carry out the orders given by the seniors and the government at any time. Finally, I would like to tell about these boys. There is a lot of opportunities in the army, and lot of avenues you can excel yourself. Opportunities are plenty. Facilities are plenty. Opportunities means it is sky is the limit for a person to excel himself. A Jawan can reach to the highest level of the army rank, provided he proves himself, he strives, he works, he completes his various courses which are he supposed to do in the army, and proves himself to be worthy to be promoted up to that rank. So sky is the limit for him. How much you work, how much you prepare, how much you strive, and how much you learn, and how much you learn how to command an administration and everything. These are the things simultaneously, slowly, he keeps on learning step by step. Finally, there are a lot of opportunities, I said, for the person who is a sports person. He has got everything free. He has been given, he can excel into the sport. Education. For example, he wants to educate himself, he can educate himself at the cost of government, staying in the army, and he can do MBA, etc. And he can do graduations also. In addition to that, he can do various courses and get his diploma degrees, which helps him after his retirement to get re-employment outside. Then, as Jawan also, at the time of retirement, suppose he has not gone to the very high, and he wants to retire at that time, that is the time in each training center, there are vocational training. In those vocational training, they give technical training to these boys before they go on retirement. And a certificate to that effect is issued to them. And that helps them to take any technical job such as electrician, welder, turner, etc. As well as any other hobbies you have, you can excel your hobbies such as golf, photography, mountaineering. These are our adventures. Then rock climbing. There are a lot of scope for adventureship. And you build up yourself. And these are the things which matters. You get all these facilities with the cost of the government. And one has to excel all the time. Keep himself physically fit, mentally robust. For that, how do they do that? For that, discipline is very important. Discipline and rigorous training. So the training aspect and discipline aspect does not end. Till the time you retire, this discipline and training will be always with you. Discipline makes a man perfect in his job, in his behavior, in his system of working, so that he doesn't make any mistake. Training is given to him periodically so that in his job he is a master. He doesn't make a mistake. And he does the job perfectly within a time plan. It is a very systematic training, and he does his job, particular job, with a systematic way. So there is no mishaps or there is no mistakes made. So the discipline and the training plays a major part in the life of a soldier. Indian soldier is known for his personal discipline, professional discipline, and professionalism, and his personal behavior with the people. That is why Indian armed forces are in a greater demand in a United Nations as a peacekeeping force. Even today, the maximum force is provided by Indian Army, and they have earned laurels for this. We are in the great demand because a character of an Indian soldier is very important. Wherever they have gone, they have earned the name for our country, and other countries, they demand us that Indian Army troops should be as a peacekeeping force. So it is a matter of pride for us, and it is a matter of pride for you to join such services. But mentally, you should be ready. When the training is given with such a such a discipline, a man, when given a rigorous training, he gets a confidence, and he gets courage, he gets valor, and he is ready to sacrifice himself at the cost, to danger to his life, as well as danger to his himself. He excels in any war situation. He reacts spontaneously without thinking a second, and that is a quality an Indian soldier has developed, and this is what is required to keep up our build-up as it is. Finally, I would like to say, in nutshell, I have told you what all these things are and whether it will be suiting for you. But I tell you, it is a matter of pride to be an Indian soldier. as he is known in the world, you may certainly like to join the forces. Finally, I would like to tell you, a soldier, when he passes out, he is on the top of the world, and he takes pride to be a soldier and put on his uniform and start his career from that day. With all this, I would like to conclude here.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for sharing your experience and letting the candidates or all the viewers know about the Indian Armed Forces. By this time, I'm sure that you guys knows about what is the armed forces or what is basically army and all the pay and perks which he used to get, or army personals used to get. And with that, I would like to end the video here, and I request you to share this video to all the aspirants who are trying to get into Indian Armed Forces or basically in Indian Army, because if you share this, they also will get to know about this. And subscribe to the channel and hit for bell icon so that you could get more from people like him who has served himself to the armed forces and given his life to the armed forces. Thank you so much.